Yo, how's it going guys? KPR here bringing you guys another video, and today I'm going to be ranking all the difficulties of the Marvel Rivals tanks. Now here they're called Vanguards, but we really know they're just tanks, and it's much easier to just say that instead of being like, oh, that's a Vanguard. It's like, bro, it's just a tank. So I'll be ranking them, how difficult they are to play. This will depend on a few things, like whether you need a combo a lot to make the character work, because there really are some characters that are just insanely annoying sometimes because you have to put in way more work than other tanks. And this is really noticeable in the duelist category. For instance, Black Panther, Spider-Man, those two are probably some of the most that take the most skill, but too bad in most of the lobbies I run into, it'll be the enemy team that will have the good Black Panther or Spider-Man. I rarely have any good ones in my team. Anyways, my dudes, there are 8 tanks in the game. Now, starting off with the easiest tank, it will be Peni Parker. She's just the easiest tank to play, especially while defending. It doesn't really take much skill to play her. Her mines do almost 100 damage each one, and you're able to merc squishies insanely easy if you're able to place your mines correctly. I've seen so many times, especially at the beginning when people had like no awareness, that pennies were just dominating the match. They were easily getting kills right off the bat. As soon as the match started, if you didn't pay attention, you were going to get murked by those penny mines. It was insanely annoying because you can hear her place the mines, but these teammates were deaf or something, or didn't have any volume on at all, and then they would walk out the door and half of our team is gone. I'm like, bro, what are you guys doing? You guys heard they put the mines there. So yeah, she's just by far the easiest one to play. And her spider mine trap, I forgot what it's called, my fault, but you can have out up to 15 mines out at a time, and they start spawning in as soon as you set it down. So even if the round hasn't started and you're still preparing your defense, it'll be up already. So there's no downside to placing it down unless you just place it in such an insanely bad spot. You just gotta be kind of bad at playing. I don't even know at what, but you just gotta be bad if you don't place them correctly. And even then, sometimes literally placing them behind one corner can screw over the attacker so much. You will stall them out a lot because those mines are nothing to scoff at, dog. They are insanely annoying, and they can actually murk certain support ults, like while they're ulting, of course. Like, I've seen it done towards a Luna and a Mantis. I'm like, bro, why are you guys standing on top of the mines, dog? Someone destroy them or just run away from them, bro. It was just so stupid that I saw them walk over all the mines, and then boom, we have no more Luna or no more Mantis ult. We just got shafted. Another thing that makes her quite an easy character is that she has a stun on a 4-second cooldown. That is insane. Most characters that have some sort of CC take quite a while to actually get that CC back. I don't think there's any character that has a CC and is less than 10 seconds besides Peni Parker. So that's why I just think she's the easiest tank to play in the entire game. Even when you're attacking, it does get a bit more difficult, but I wouldn't even say it's like really that hard yet. It's like easy mode and a bit over easy mode. It doesn't advance much at all. Moving on to number 7, we have Venom. I would say he's more at a intermediate level than anything. It's still not really too hard to play Venom. He is like Hammond from Overwatch, but on steroids. You can do quite a bit of damage with him if you're able to land your headshots, of course. And he is insanely tanky. He can get so much health back with his ability that it just feels sometimes that he's unkillable. He goes in there, dives your backline, and all of you can focus him. But if one of you messes up just a bit, he's going to be able to escape. And this gets much easier as well if you have the automatic swing on. I know most people don't like that, but it is insanely easy to use. It's a pretty good way to get out of a situation in case you're almost down. But even then, if you know how to use your abilities correctly, you should rarely get killed as Venom. I have had Venoms that are insanely dumb. It's like they're diving in by themselves in a 1v6 and no one's there. It's literally just them. And then they get murked, so we get staggered. So it's just annoying. These characters, some of them of course, are easy to play, but the thing is, people can just be dumb with them and they're just going to be feeding to the enemy team. But when you get those rare moments when the Venom is good on your team, you're really going to be glad because they're really going to be distracting and diving the backline a lot, and it's going to be an easy time playing the game. Also forgot to mention that his ult also gives him some bonus health, so it just makes him even more tankier when you have all those abilities out, and you're going to be able to get out of sticky situations at least 3 times, of course, if you have your ult. Moving on to number 6, we have Strange. I would say he's medium difficulty. It's a bit harder to play than the previous 2, of course, but it's still not as difficult. He probably has the best ult in the game for tanks. It is insanely useful. It stuns everyone in a decently big radius, and due to the servers being kind of dog water, it'll get you sometimes because on their end you were still within the radius of getting stunned. So if you see times where it's like, bro, what the hell, I was so far away from it, but for them you were not far at all, you were within the radius still. Kind of annoying. Hopefully the servers get much better, but even then he's still going to have one of the best ults in the game. He also has the portal, which can be used in dire situations. I know some people like to use that at the beginning of the match to see if they could get a few good picks or not. I've also seen more in GM lobbies that people try to block off ways so people can't get out of spawn. This is really prevalent in the new map. I forgot what it's called, but they usually ban Strange in it because there are only 2 exits in that map. It's like, bro, you get locked out for quite a while, and it's like annoying. They're just wasting time for you, stalling out, and it gets really frustrating. Some people will get tilted from that, and it could cause you to lose that match. His Maelstrom of Madness is also insanely good, especially when paired up with the Hulk, since if you're at 100, you're not going to be antied anymore, and it's going to do even more damage. So it gets much easier to play Doctor Strange. I've seen some people build up his Maelstrom of Madness insanely fast and they get to 100, but I just hate it when I'm playing support and then I see my Strange do that, but they do it when they're on low health. I'm like, bro, you just shoot yourself over. You did not have to do it right now. It was insanely annoying, but thankfully that's not all the time when I have a Strange on my team. And you can't go wrong with picking Strange at all in almost any comp, unless he's being banned, of course, in the diamond lobbies. I have ran into a few that just get banned instantly. Moving on to number 5, we have Captain America. I would say he's also medium difficulty, but he is a bit above Strange since you have to put in a bit more work to actually make him do something, and even then, he's also one of the weakest tanks in the game, if not the weakest tank. You definitely have to be putting in more work than the previous tanks, but even then, it doesn't feel like you have to be doing too much in order for your team to succeed. You're basically just a distraction to the team. You are insanely tanky, and your ult even makes you more tankier. It is insanely annoying when I have a Captain America and then I just see them keep rushing in. They don't care about the support, the DPS. They don't even turn back if we're getting dove by everyone else and he's just merely fighting one support and not being able to kill them. Nah, bro, they don't even turn around for that. We're just having a whole ass fight. All they have is one support that he's attacking and we're over here getting shafted by their whole comp. It does get a bit easier to play though if you have a Thor on your team. It feels really nice. When I was playing Captain America for quite a while, I would say up until I reached Diamond, it doesn't feel like you're doing much for your team. All you are is a distraction. You're not really going to be getting many kills. You are going to be getting that damage blocked, but that is not satisfying at all. At least not for me. It's like, bro, I'm just a sponge. That's all I am. I'm not doing anything else. Sponge / distraction. So it just wasn't really rewarding to me. I would sometimes end off the game with only 10 kills and it was a 15-minute match. I was like, bro, hell no, I gotta switch it up. And it's not like I would do bad as them. Like, I would have like 1 or 2 deaths maybe, and I would be with my team and be diving their backline. But I just don't do enough damage with Captain America. I'll be comboing and doing everything I can, but it still wouldn't really murk them. If they were getting healed even by just a rocket, it would not be able to do anything. I would not be able to kill them sometimes. But I still don't think that he is that hard to play, because that really is just his role. But of course, if you overextend too much, which you're going to run into a lot of Captain Americas that do that, it's not going to be a good time for you, and they're practically going to be selling. So he is an easy hero to pick up, but not an easy hero to get a lot of value compared to the other tanks. Moving on to number 4, we have Magneto. I would say he is difficult to play. A bunch of his abilities, you need to play around with the cooldowns, make sure you have a shield at all times, and when you use a shield, it is practically invulnerable. It doesn't have any damage cap to it, but it does have a timer to it. You can think of it as Diva's Matrix, but not as good. It's just that tiny shield, and sometimes the hitboxes are really whack because you could be blocking, but a little bit of the hitbox is not covering your team or something, and they will get destroyed by... I've seen it a lot more with Scarlet Witch's ult, where it's just inconsistent whether you'll be able to block it or not. Usually with Magneto, I try to save my bubble shields for my teammates. I will be using them from time to time on myself. If I see that none of my teammates are pushing up, I'll be like, all right, well, I gotta go take basically all the damage for them, so I'm able to use my LB more, or my disc, I forgot what it's called, but it does a decent amount of damage. I try to combo it a bit also with his great sword that he has, and he does become easier and much better when a Scarlet Witch is on your team. Granted, Scarlet Witch isn't as good anymore, and you do get the great sword and it's able to use that chaos energy, and you're able to 3-tap squishies, and it also does splash damage, so you're going to be doing quite a lot for your team, providing the cover, providing the damage, and your ult, if you charge it enough, it can insta kill those annoying support ults that basically grant invulnerability to the enemy team. I would say the hardest thing to master for Magneto is using his ult, because if you let it charge for too long, it will not self-destruct, but it will just stop your ult if it's overcharged. But of course, if you're able to time it, or at this certain range it'll murk, or not range, my fault, this certain percentage it'll murk these enemies, all these enemies right here, because the more charge you have, the more damage it does. So Magneto is definitely a difficult tank to actually pick up and play. Moving on to number 3, we have Thor. His is also in the same range as hard difficulty, so as Magneto. The reason why I put him above Magneto though is because you have to be comboing his abilities way more often, and you have to make sure you have all your little hammers in check, because sometimes you can really be caught with your pants down if you don't have lightning realm, so you're able to get some of those little hammers back. So you're gonna get shafted out in the open. You will be able to take some damage, but it's not like you're going to be able to survive all that. His awakening rune lets him have projectiles instead, and these lightning projectiles do quite a bit of damage. You're able to murk off squishies insanely easy, as long as you're actually landing those shots. If you're not landing them, of course you're not really going to be having much of an easy time, but I usually try to do this before I use my lightning realm, because after that I will have it up, so I'm able to keep comboing a bunch of abilities and making sure that enemy team isn't having a fun time at all. For Thor, I'd say I dropped them at diamond level, like diamond 3 or diamond 2. I did like playing him a lot, and it felt really rewarding when I was putting in a lot of work with him. It's just something so satisfying of being able to combo your abilities so you're able to murk someone insanely fast. I don't know if you guys get the same feeling with other characters, but with Thor, I would get it a lot. But I stopped playing him just because it was really annoying that the enemy teams would mainly play all the way in the back, and then it would take me sometimes forever to try to get to them. And by the time I would get there, I might be at half health or less. So I would just get shafted, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna need to drop him. I need to go something else. And the good thing about Thor though this season is that his ult got a buff, because honestly I would get it canceled before season 1 a lot. I would try to do it when I knew their cooldowns were off so I would hit some kills, but it was still annoying because sometimes they'd have so many CC characters where it's like, bro, I can't ult. And now they've made him CC immune, so his ult is much better, and it's also satisfying getting kills with it. So definitely a difficult tank to pick up, to learn as well, because you just gotta get a feel for it in order to be comboing his abilities at an efficient level. So hopefully no one's mad about that pick right there. But anyways, moving on to number 2, we have Groot. Some of you may be surprised, but Groot is a pretty hard tank to actually play. Not only because you gotta know how to wall off well and use them well in general, but it could also screw over your team with bad wall placements. I've seen so many Groots screw over their wall placements and make sure an enemy gets away or screws over a different teammate and blocks them off, and they just get murked on the other side. It's like, bro, take down the wall. You could take it down. You know that, right? It's, oh my gosh, it is so insane how I've seen so many Groots not take down their walls when they themselves also notice that they just blocked off a teammate, and it could be a support sometimes. So it is a pretty important loss that we took right there. So yeah, it's just, that's the main reason I put him at an advanced difficulty. You just gotta know when to place your walls, how to place them. Those are his most important kit. His ult is pretty good as well. I wouldn't say it's difficult using his ult. That's probably the least difficult thing to do, since it has a decent radius, and even just getting 2 people in that ult, if you wall them off, you're gonna melt them insanely fast. And if they're supports, it's even better because they're not going to have any heals, and your team's just going to be running them all down after that. So yeah, the most difficult thing, which is actually pretty difficult to do, is knowing how to place your walls, knowing when to place them as well. I don't like it when people use his big wall in order to block off enemies. I try to use it more as a defensive thing, where I just put it to the side and let it build up my shield so I have 1000 health, and I'm able to tank more damage, be frontlining way more often for my team, so they're able to shoot from behind me and be able to support me as well. I'm frontlining for them, so I'm supporting them that way, and they're shooting at the enemies I'm trying to wall off, and I usually succeed more times than not in walling the enemy off, and we just melt right through them. And when it's a strange, of course his flying ability can be pretty annoying since he's going to get away from your walls, but either ways it still makes him waste an ability, and you're able to melt those shields insanely fast. There have also been moments where you're almost able to kill a support that's ulting. If you get a DPS or 2 there to help you out to also shoot them, and you got both of your walls up, you are going to be able to murk that support regardless if they're ulting or not. I generally love playing Groot as well. It's just really nice to see when I wall an enemy off successfully. It's just really funny to me. They're just trying to escape, but they really can't do much to that. Now, his 2 abilities that activate his walls are his Spore Bomb and his Primary Fire. Those 2 are the ones that are going to be activating those walls, so in order to hit enemies if they're nearby them, of course. And I don't think there really needs to be anything done to activate his Iron Wall. I believe that's called Ironwood Wall. My fault. and I've seen it activate when I'm not even damaging any enemies. I just see my health go up. It only goes up to by 200, but due to season bonuses being up, you're going to have a total of 1050 health. So it's just useful regardless of where you place that, or not useful regardless of where you place Ironwood. Well, I would suggest using it more to the side, block off maybe a pathway to the enemy, but not let them shoot at it the entire time, so you're able to keep up that bonus health. So Groot, just because you're able to screw over your teammates with bad wall placements, I would say he definitely is an advanced difficulty level. Now, moving on to number 1, I'm sure some of you may have guessed it, but I would have to say Hulk is number 1. He is the most difficult tank to play, to do well with as well. His difficulty, I would say it's pretty insane. It would be at a veteran or insane difficulty. Now, some of you maybe be like, what? No, he's really easy to play. Nah, dog. That's because you're using the team ups. In order to play Hulk himself, not using any team ups like Doctor Strange or Iron Man's. No, we're not counting that. We're counting himself. He has to be doing the work, not everyone else. It is insanely difficult. It just feels like you're not doing much for your teams. I was trying to main Hulk for a while just because I saw Zebra doing it, and I was like, oh dude, that looks so cool when he pops off in that, but I'm no Zebra. I don't have the skill he has. So I got, well, not really shafted, but I wasn't doing anything for my team. Yeah, I was diving in there, I was taking some damage for my team, I was supplying them with the gamma shield or whatever it's called, but it is insanely annoying that it feels like I'm not doing any damage to the enemy. I didn't really see their health go down at all. That's the thing I hated the most, just feeling weak as Hulk. And then his ult is almost like a Winston ult where you're just slamming them back and stuff, but you can combo his abilities, his spit and his clap. I forgot what they're called. You can combo them well, and you're almost able to insta-kill squishies too if you hit them right. So there are those that you could do so you could feel some sort of satisfaction into comboing it, but still you have to have good aim and pretty good control of his movements when you're ulting. So I don't really think people really have a valid reason to say that Hulk is pretty easy to play or use. Like, when most people say that, I assume they just think about the team up abilities, because his team up abilities are the best in the game by far. But playing him and actually being able to do some work with him, it's not really going to be an easy thing to accomplish. And I'm not really able to play him either in the diamond lobby since everyone bans him. Not because Hulk is good, hell no, it's because the team up abilities are insanely good. So they're like, bro, we're not going to deal with an Iron Man doing 220 damage a second, and we're not going to deal with the Strange doing even more damage and not being antied when he has it at full charge, the Maelstrom of Madness. They're not going to deal with that. They're not going to deal with that BS, and it's not going to be a fun time for anyone if they both go that comp. So Hulk, in my opinion, is definitely the most difficult tank to play in the game. And if you're using his team ups, of course, it's going to be much easier for you. But for Hulk, it's not really going to be a fun time at all. Anyways, my dudes, that was my list for ranking all the tanks on difficulty levels. And let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. If you guys think I should have changed a few other people around, if you guys think someone else is easier to play or a bit harder to play. I did want to record some of the gameplay footage, but the thing is, I would have to be throwing, especially with Captain America, to play him, and some of these characters I'm not really able to play at a diamond level. Strange, I just gotta play like a bit more matches. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to get the hang of it. I wasn't doing too bad with Strange when I played him, but either ways, these people are in diamond. They're going to be exploiting and using the meta, of course, so I'm just gonna be getting shafted at the diamond level. But hopefully the matches are going much better for you guys, and I'll probably be coming out with another video soon, because I saw that Marvel Rivals actually wants to reset everyone's rank again by 6 divisions. halfway through the season. Dog, what? Oh, hell no. That is insanely dumb. I would not think that they would do that. I thought they were just going to be doing it every season. I was like, this is annoying. Now, it's going to have to be every half season, like every a month and a half or so, you're going to be reset again. That is truly annoying. And some of these people got like actual careers and stuff, so they're not really going to be feeling rewarded at all. It's not going to be good for them. I'm pretty sure they're gonna get a lot of backlash. I'm pretty sure they already are, so that's kind of good, and hopefully they revert on that decision or something else. Anyways, my dudes, leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video, and please subscribe if you're enjoying the content. With that being said, have a good day and stay safe. Later.